welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we'll be starting a new reading vlog, and I have two books on the TBR. First, we have We Solve Murders by Richard Osman, who is the author of the Thursday Murder Club series, and he started a new series, so I'm super looking forward to starting this since I'm a huge fan of the Thursday Murder Club. This new series has a duo of detectives. First is Steve, who's retired, and Amy is his daughter-in-law, and she does private security. From what I've gathered from the back of the book, it starts off with her working for a, best-selling author. They're on a remote island and they come across a dead body and a bag full of money. And so I think that's where the mystery starts. So I'm super looking forward to that, and I'll be reading it on my Kindle. And then I borrowed a book through Libby for like an audiobook, and it's it's a mouthful. It is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I had selected this as an option for my book club. A lot of the trigger warnings didn't really line up with some of my friends in the book club, so we ended up nixing it from the selection list, and I've decided to just read it myself. I have seen other people vlog their experience listening to the audiobook actually, and I heard there are some very harrowing moments, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not too spooky and not too gross. I guess I could always DNF it if it is. I'm going to start with reading We Solve Murders tonight and see how far I get. I'll give an update once I've made it about 50 pages in, and I'll touch base once I've probably listened to about 2 hours of the audiobook, so that should be in a couple days. But yeah, welcome to the vlog, and let's see how much reading we get done this week. Hello, it is Wednesday evening. I just finished up sprints, and I have some thoughts and feelings. So on Monday night, which is when I started recording this vlog, I read about 15% of We Solve Murders. Oh my gosh, almost dropped it. And I'm liking it so far. It totally has the vibes that you want from like a Richard Osman book. It reminds me of the Thursday Murder Club in the sense that there's an old person. Not a great comparison, I know. The relationship between Amy and Steve is really, really cute and heartwarming. They make sure to talk to each other every day. Steve is a widower, and I suspect will make me cry. He's just so sweet, and he does private detective work for the small town that he's in, but he refuses to move, to travel outside of the town. The cases that he get are pretty small potatoes, like finding a dog, a local restaurant or a local business has money missing from a register. So he's solving little things, but it keeps him busy, and he's very set in his routines. And I suspect that comes from the loss of his wife. He's really of the mindset that he wants to have a slow, safe life. So he, won't miss his pub quiz night on Wednesdays, I think it is. And he goes to one pub specifically. It's really cute. It's cozy. And then you have Amy, who works in private security, and she's the exact opposite. She's go, go, go. She's all about seeking adrenaline, and she works in a dangerous field. Her husband works in finance, and he's able to work all over. So we've heard about her husband, but we haven't really seen Amy and the husband interact, nor have we seen Steve and his son interact. They talk about it in the book and say that Steve and Amy talk more than Steve and his son do. And Steve and Amy have a very precious relationship. There's hints to Amy having a difficult upbringing. I'm sure we'll find out more as we keep reading, but it does, and I think she admits it even, it's part of why she is the way she is, which is totally fair. I suspect it's something pretty bad. She says that, she always knows to make sure she's safe and to keep her guard up. I look forward to learning more about Amy's past, and it will just create a clearer picture of who she is. The initial murder happens literally instantly. The first chapter murder. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that basically this is a murder in a series of many murders that end up loosely connecting to Amy. Not in a she's the murderer kind of way, not at all, but more in a she's going to be brought in and blamed for this in some way, or maybe she's the next target. So Amy needs to figure out what's going on to keep herself safe and or clear her name if that's what they end up doing. But you do also have the point of view of the killer. You don't know who it is. They're under a fake name. So I'm assuming that won't be told to us until the very end, based on the way that he writes his books with like a million things going on. And then it's like a ball of yarn that's all crazy and you untie it throughout the whole thing. And it all makes sense. So I look forward to untying his ball of yarn of mystery. Now, for a Southern book club's guide to murdering vampires or whatever, I got 26% and chose to DNF the book. It happened on sprints. I will actually insert a clip of me realizing that I have read Grady Hendrix before. Insert clip now.
Oh my gosh, it's by Grady Hendrix. Okay, so I've read something from this author before without even realizing it. And I'll be completely honest. If I knew that this book was by the same author, I wouldn't have picked it up.
So, knowing that I didn't like the book that I had already read from Grady Hendrix, as I had said, I wouldn't have ever picked up this book. But on top of that, I would have obviously, if I was enjoying it, just kept going. I felt that there was an undertone of sexism in the writing. It could very well be not the intention at all, and it's also possible that maybe it gets rectified within the book. However, I really was feeling frustrated while reading about the roles of women in this book. An example would be they are a book club, but they didn't want to read good books. They wanted trashy books. And that shit just pisses me off. I personally felt there were some sexist undertones that were frustrating to me. So I DNF. I decided to look for a new audiobook, and I went through books that had dark tones, mysterious tones, and were ones that I had flagged as want to read and not on my physical TBR. And also they needed to be available through Libby. So I landed on Middlegame. I don't remember how I came across it, but it is a fantasy, science fiction. The genres that it has tagged on Goodreads are fantasy fiction, science fiction, urban fantasy, horror, and it was a Hugo Award nominee for Best Novel in 2020. It is written by Seanan McGuire. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I did look up the pronunciation and listen to it. Basically, it introduces readers to a world of amoral alchemy, shadowy organizations, and impossible cities in a standalone fantasy. Weird that it says standalone, but then it also is marked as Alchemy Journeys #1. Perhaps due to its success, it got a second one. Or maybe I don't know what standalone means. Roger and Dodger. Roger and Dodger. I imagine I came across it through Book Talk or what's TikTok book? Oh, that's Book Talk. Book Talk or BookTube. So I'll update you once I've gotten a little bit into it, and I will talk to you guys on the morrow. I am back from bingo. No big winnings, unfortunately, but I came close like a couple times actually, which usually I don't. Usually I'm a very big loser, which I guess technically tonight I was too. I got some reading done this morning before work on We Solve Murders. The story's progressing. Amy and Steve are soon going to start working together, which will be fun because their dynamic is already really cute. So I'm excited to witness it in person, I guess. The reason I picked up the camera though wasn't for that very thrilling update, is because I wanted to show you a fun new book that I just picked up. Well, really my friend got it for me at Costco. she saw it and thought of me. So she asked if I wanted it. But basically what it is it's a advent calendar book where you read a chapter a day. And it's really cute because the pages are literally sealed. So it's like chapter 1 through 24. And they're their own, they're like self-contained. It's very satisfying. So it's called Heart for Christmas by Sophie Jo Main, and it's 24 chapters to open before Christmas, and it's an Advent romance. I'm so ticked. The sticker is not easy to take off. So yeah, I'll definitely give this a shot come December 1st. It even has like December 1. December 2. It's just so pretty. But yeah, looking forward to that. I haven't bought like a new book in so long. I can't even remember. I've been pretty good at not buying physical books for this year since my goal was to reduce my physical TBR. Maybe I need to do one of those, like, I saw a guy on Facebook Reels, don't judge me, and he, like, for every 10 books on his physical TBR that he reads, he gets to buy books. His joke was that he gets to buy like a ton of new books, but what if I get to like buy 1 or 2? We'll see. One of the great joys of being a reader is getting new books, but you also have to read them, and that's my problem. Anywho, that's my update for today. Not a ton of reading. I am going to get ready for bed and read some more. I don't think there's much that I'll be able to, honestly, I don't know how much I'll be able to update about this book since it's like a mystery and I'm not great at keeping spoilers inside. So I might struggle. Tonight we are going for all-you-can-eat sushi. And I did some cleaning. It's Friday, by the way. So I did some cleaning and was able to listen to an hour, which got me to about 6% of Middlegame. I have no clue what's going on. I don't think I'm supposed to have a clue what's going on. I need to read the synopsis better so I can kind of get a clue. But so far, it's interesting enough and I'm good. I read also a little bit this morning of We Solve Murders. It's really speeding up. It's very quick. I think I'm 40% of the way through and I'm on chapter 40. Like, the chapters are very quick. You're switching between multiple POVs, which you get like random people all of the sudden, but it's well done. He knows how to do a multi-POV story really well and successfully. So, you know, you're able to follow it. There is a mystery afoot and Steve is just so sweet. Like, I want him to be my dad. Don't let my dad find out. But yeah, he's really adorable and Amy's cool, so we like them all. Tonight, Matt and I are going on an anniversary dinner. I don't think I'll get much more reading done today, but I did do a couple hours, which is great. Tomorrow, I've got a lot of fall activities, which will be really fun. So I'll catch you guys when I'm doing those. So this was waiting on the stoop of our front door when we got back from sushi. It's what Matt got me for our anniversary. I've been wanting one of these for so long. I'm so excited. Hello. It is Saturday evening. I am so tired. I had such a fall day today. I went to Fall Fest downtown and just like walked around the local shops. And then we went to an orchard, and I didn't get any video of it, but we picked our own wildflowers and made a bouquet. I'll show it to you tomorrow. And then I went out for dinner, and then I went on a haunted tour of a local community. Well, it's not super local, but local enough. And now I'm home. And I actually did managed to read a good amount. So I read about 2 to 2.5 hours this morning on sprints of how to solve a murder, or we solve murders. I ended up making it to 60% of the book. It's progressing well, I would say. The characters are still super likable, super awesome. I will say, like, one gripe I have, it's very minor, is you can see where, like, one segment of the story, like, I'm not saying that the story is predictable in any way, but I know, like, they're traveling from place to place to investigate, and then there's someone on their tail, and because you're getting so many POVs, you know what's waiting for them. And so I found, just for that one particular, basically I have a problem with one scene. That one scene I was like, okay, well, next, because, like, you're not going to kill off these characters 50% through the book. So I felt like it was like a redundant scene, I guess, because you know that they're going to make it out of it. You just don't know how. So I felt that was like, that's the only complaint I've had about this book so far. It's freaking cute. And even though you're on like a roller coaster that like jostles you around and you have no idea what the heck's coming for you next. And you know that you're not gonna get anything until the very end anyways. But like, I'm on the ride, I'm having fun. And then Middlegame, I ended up driving like, it was like an hour and 15 minutes or so. So I listened for that long. I gotta say, like, I think what the first hour and a half of the book is like setup of this like god and person, this creator. Like, I have no idea what's going on with that. That made no sense to me. But then you get to Roger and Dodger, and the way that the program works, I need to like look into it, because like I understand it, but like not in a way that I can explain it. We have these two twins, but they're separated and they don't realize that they're connected, but that's all by design of this grand plan. And they're able to communicate to each other telepathically. Right now where I'm at, they're just like exploring the boundaries of that, getting to know one another. And, you know, I think we've stepped like 2 years past kind of first contact within each other. They are so freaking cute. And the narrator of this audiobook, it was like the perfect person. Like, her voice and the way she articulates for Roger and for Dodger are different. And Dodger is just so adorable. Like, I just love her. Roger's cool too, but like Dodger, I just think she's such a cutie. So I'm into it, even though like the Roger and Dodger stuff, I totally understand. I don't feel lost. But the first chunk of the book, setting up the like fundamental experiment that Roger and Dodger are part of, and the lore behind it, because it's like there's a creator, 100 years later, the creator's creation is doing her work and creating these kids and all these experiments. And so that's where I'm lost. I'm hopeful that it would be great if I'm meant to be lost. And if not, then I need to do some research. But yeah, I'm effing tired and I'm gonna feed the boys, shower, and go to bed. See you in the morning. As promised, these are the flowers that we picked on Saturday. It's now Thursday, so they've seen a better life, but they actually held up pretty well. Besides this one. I finished We Solve Murders 2 nights ago. I ended up staying up till about 11:30 finishing the book. And right now we are going to go get Freya's nails done and then go to a store to give her a bath. So she's having a spa day. And then when I come home, I have a lot of cleaning to do because I have family coming up from Texas for Canadian Thanksgiving. So I'm going to listen to my audiobook while I clean. And then after that, I'll give you an update on my thoughts and feelings of We Solve Murders. Frey, do you want to do a spin to show everyone how gorgeous you look? So fresh, so clean, nails done. I don't think you can see anything, but the Northern Lights is out there. We are currently on a road in the pitch black. That's a car way over there. And that's the Northern Lights. Hi there. It's Friday night now. I just got in from having dinner with family. I was preparing for them to come to my house, so I had a lot of cleaning to do because obviously my house can't look like it's been lived in. So while I was cleaning, I listened to more of Middlegame. But before I'll touch on that, just briefly, I finished We Solve Murders, like I had said before, and I'm going to give my final thoughts and reviews. I rated it 4.5 stars. It was like a very close... It was a very close to perfect book, I would say. The only thing that reduced it from a 5 to a 4.5 for me was because of the dual POVs, despite being like well written and well done. I felt a couple of the times the way that they were ordered within the plot were kind of counterintuitive or just counterproductive, I guess, because like I had said previously, you know that this person's not going to be killing them. So it just kind of felt like, okay, I want to speed through this to get to the next part because while I don't know exactly what's happening, I understand the gist of what will happen in the end. So I guess maybe I got bored because I could predict like, hello, they're not going to die. It's all going to, be foiled in some way. That was really my only gripe. I think if you enjoyed the Thursday Murder Club, absolutely pick this book up. It is just as cozy, just as cute, just as twisty, and like the way he weaves the mystery together is something really special. I don't know that I read as... Sorry, Freya is so cute. Look at her. How dramatic. Maybe I don't read enough mystery, but to me, like what he's able to accomplish with the way that he writes is very special. For Middlegame, the plot has progressed pretty significantly. When I think I last updated, they were like 9 years old, the two twins. Now they are in college and quite a bit has happened between them, like interpersonally as well as personally. They're maturing. I'm getting more about, the god and the alchemy and the program or whatever. There's a different word for it that I'll try and remember so I can use it next time, but I'm getting more, so I don't feel like me being so lost in the beginning was my lack of understanding. I think it was just the way that the book is written, which is like reassuring. I'm really enjoying this book much more than I thought I would. So far, I feel like I would recommend it to people, which I think is like telling. So with We Solve Murders done, I am going to start my book club's book pick for this month, which is Slewfoot. I was the one that actually made the selection-ish. The way my book club works is I present 3 and then they get voted on and the winner is the pick. I'm not starting it tonight. I'll be so for real. I ordered a cider at dinner and I was not expecting it to be so humongous. So like I'm flushed, I'm a little tipsy. So I'm gonna go like watch YouTube, Real Housewives, I don't know, maybe start a K-drama because yeah, I'm tired. And I'm gonna do sprints in the morning, so I wanna get a good night's sleep. But for now, that's all the update I have. And I will touch base after sprints tomorrow to update on the progress that I've made in Slewfoot and my first kind of thoughts and feelings. Hello, it is Sunday afternoon and I am going to start making a apple crisp. So these are apples that we got at the orchard last weekend, and for our Thanksgiving dinner I've decided to make an apple crisp. So that's what I'll be up to for the next little bit. This is, oh, it's actually still quite warm. It's been out of the oven for like maybe an hour and a bit. This is the finished apple crumble. And we'll serve it tomorrow with ice cream, whipped cream. So we are at the end of the vlog. I ended up reading 20% of Slewfoot yesterday. Really enjoying it so far, like genuinely excited to pick it up and read again. I'm in the 30% range of Middlegame. and really enjoying that as well. So moving forward, I have a lot of like really exciting reading to be done. There's a lot of exciting reading to be had. I'll be picking up with these books in my next vlog. I think that one will be fire. But it's really exciting to be reading such great books back to back to back to back. Like We Solved Murders, I really enjoyed. I'm very much enjoying Middlegame, and Slewfoot is like 10 out of 10 so far for me. So it's exciting to feel the thrill of reading again. That's going to be the end of it for me. I really appreciate you tagging along with me throughout the past week and a bit of my reading and what I've had going on. I hope you have a great day, night, morning, wherever you may be, and I'll see you again next time. Bye! Because you're getting so many POVs. Oh, fuck.